The following program is being brought to you on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericaempowerment.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall-Greider. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall-Greider.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so excited to have you join us. I was sharing with my guests earlier that I was so excited to have some of my favorite people on the show. And I felt the same way last week and the week before. And I feel that way about the show coming up. And it's just such a privilege to be able to bring some of my favorite people week after week to share them with all of you. So this week, again, we have some of my favorite people. And on that list today is Rachel Cooley, who is a specialist in helping you connect and communicate with angels. So, Rachel, I'm really excited to have you with us today.
Thank you, Rebecca. I'm so happy to be here.
And then Jim helps you connect online. So he's an online marketing expert, really helping you generate quality leads and make powerful connections. So, Jim, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rebecca. Glad to be here.
And the word that was striking me today as I was preparing is connect. What we're going to be talking about today is how to connect powerfully and effectively, ending the overwhelm so you can truly hear and be heard, which then allows you to connect powerfully with yourself and those around you. So that's the meat that we're going to be talking about today. But before we get too deep into the show, I wanted to just walk through a few logistics with you. One, we love hearing from our listeners. We love to have you call in and interact with us. The number you can use is 888-346-9141. Again, that's 888-346-9141. You would just dial up that number and ask to speak to Rebecca, and you have a question for her show or one of the guests on her show. And they'll patch you through, and we'll be happy to have your question. Just know that I'm not going to share your name unless you share. It's completely up to you, but I really want you to feel safe interacting with us. The second way you can connect with us is through email. If you're listening to this show either live or the replay on the Voice America site, right below the banner, you're going to see several boxes. One is to follow us on Facebook, which we love, Twitter, LinkedIn, and right below that is a gray box that says communicate with host or send the host a message. You could simply click on that, send a quick message to me, and I will work your question, as many as I can, into our show today. If you're listening to the replay, then I will make sure to address your question on our next show. So we love hearing from you and connecting with you, and really want to make this show all about you, a place of service and connection and supportive of you on your journey. So that's how you can connect with us. The other thing we're going to be talking about today are free gifts. And Rachel, Jim, don't we all love free gifts?
We do.
Yes, for sure.
So one of the things I love is that my guests are willing to share amazing free gifts with each and every one of you. So if you look at the same page, if you're on the Voice America site, over on the right-hand side, the top of the column there, you're going to see a yellow-orange link that says free show gifts. So that's where you'll want to click and go, check out the amazing gifts, and download as many of them that would be of service to you as you would like. And feel free to share that same link and page with your friends. We really want to make these tools and resources available to each and every one of you that they can be of service to. If you're listening to us on iTunes, you can actually go to my website, which is www.yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Again, that's yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Click the radio show tab, and up in the left-hand corner, you're going to see free show gifts. And so you click on that, and that whole world will open up to you. So enjoy our gifts. Please connect with us as we go throughout our show today or as you're listening to the replay, and we will be happy to serve you in any way that we are able to. I was getting ready for the show today. I always like to share a little story or a heart-centered moment. And as I was thinking about this, I'm like, gosh, I just don't know what to share. I'm not having anything come to mind. And then this is what happened. And I have to give you a little background in order for this story to make any sense. So my husband's name is Andrew. And Andrew and I have different perceptions or beliefs about how many utensils we need, how many cups and plates and bowls that we need. I believe more is better. He likes simplifying and fewer. So every once in a while, he'll go through the drawer and decide we have too many forks. I'll get rid of them. And inevitably, the next week, I'm looking for forks because we're now in shortage. So we always go back and forth on this having too much or not having enough type of thing. And so here's the thing that I noticed was disappearing were the bowls. And I have these little great-sized bowls that I use for fruit or hard-boiled eggs, and they're just the perfect size, and they don't take up too much space, and they hold a lot of things, and I really like these bowls. And so I've been looking for them, and I cleaned all the dishes up, emptied out the dishwasher, and I keep not finding these bowls. So for a week, I've been digging around looking for these bowls, and I finally decided this morning, I know I'm going to have a conversation with Andrew because these bowls are just disappearing. They're not even in the place where we talk about it before we get rid of it. So what has he done with our bowls? This isn't okay. And right then I opened up the refrigerator, and guess what I saw? I saw all of these little bowls filled with fruit, filled with the hard-boiled eggs. And it suddenly dawned on me, I've been opening this all week, but not really seeing them. And I was the one that was hiding the bowls. It was not my husband. And I sat there for a moment. I thought, wow, how many times in our life do we do that? Where it's so easy to look the other way, or this person's doing that, or this is happening, or that's not okay, this needs to shift or change, or I keep getting stuck here. And we keep looking outside ourselves. Sure, but someone's like conspiring against us in this way or in this area. And when we finally stop and ask the question and are actually looking for what we're seeking, it appears right in front of us. And I think many times we are disconnected or we're getting in our own way because we're not pausing and looking in the mirror and even asking the question. And so to me, it was just a great opportunity to see that again. And I know it was about something playful, like, where are my bowls? But for me, I just thought, gosh, that's a lesson for me to take in and remember, because it's so easy to slip into that and just not even see the answers that are right in front of us. And one of the things my dad always used to say is we can be our own greatest asset or our own greatest liability. And the part I don't like about that equation that I dislike and that I like is, one, if I can be my greatest asset, that means I'm empowered and I can make the shift, and I could go find the bowls now that I know where they are and choose to use them differently or keep using them in the way they're being used. Or I can be my greatest liability by being blind to my own interaction in the equation. And that can create disconnections, and it can hold us back. And I'm an entrepreneur and a business owner, a speaker and a leader, and I love doing all of those things. But there are times where I can bump up against things or patterns or situations or overwhelm or whatever it may be that I keep circling back on. And when I'm able to pause, take a breath, and actually look in the mirror for a moment, not with judgment or criticism, but really with, here's a mirror moment. Am I part of this equation? And if so, do I want to shift the outcome? Do I want to shift my part in it where I can actually become an asset and I can become powerful in this? Or do I want to be a liability in it where I'm maybe pointing the fingers at other people or other situations that I'm not as happy with or I'm not liking, rather than looking at what I can shift and change? And so I want you to really look at this connection that we can have about when we step into taking that responsibility for our part in the equation, when we are willing to look in the mirror. That's when really powerful shifts, connections, clarity, and change can happen. And I want us to have that framework as we're talking with Jim and Rachel today, because it's really important that we have a relationship with ourselves, that we are looking in the mirror, that we are seeking and discovering ways that we are holding ourselves back, ways that we can break through that. Because if we don't do that, it's going to be really difficult to connect with others in a powerful and meaningful way. So I invite you just to take that in for a moment. Take a deep breath. And I would love for you to, if you're not driving, I know some of my listeners out there listen to the show while they're driving, so please keep your eyes open and hands on the wheel. But for those of you who are not driving, please kind of ground yourself and take a deep breath, close your eyes, and I'd just like to ask a question. And actually, if you put your hands on your heart, that can help you connect even more. And just ask yourself, what is it I need to be able to connect more deeply with myself and others? And just see what comes up, a word or a phrase that would support you in being able to connect with yourself and others. And Jim, I don't know if you had a word or a phrase that came to your mind that you'd like to share?
Yeah, definitely the word that came to me is empathy.
Empathy, I like that. Rachel, did you have a word or a phrase that came to mind?
I got a phrase, and that was open my heart more.
I think we can always do that. Thank you. Yes.
Welcome.
Key to connection. And the word that just always keeps coming back to me is connection, connection, connection. And really being open to that and helping facilitate that in my life and others. And we are getting ready to go to our first commercial break. During that time, I encourage you to check out those free gifts. And if you need another moment or two to just sit in that space and really listen to the wisdom that is coming up for you, the word or phrase that will support you in connecting powerfully, I invite you to do that. And we'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
Have you friended us on Facebook yet? Why not? Just go to Facebook.com/Voice America or search for the keywords Voice America. Once you are part of our Facebook network, you'll receive daily messages about what's happening with our shows, this week's featured guests, and new happenings of the Voice America Talk Radio Network. And you can add your voice to the always active discussions on our wall. Just go to Facebook.com/Voice America or search for Voice America.
Your people are waiting for you.
Do you speak to have more impact and grow your business? Your people are waiting for you, waiting to hear your unique message. Learn to speak more effectively on the Speakers Summit, a free summit designed for speakers like you. More info at thespeakersummit.com. Your people are waiting for you. Are you ready for them?
Your people are waiting for you. Be ready.
We're making it easier to listen to the Voice America Talk Radio Network wherever you go. In addition to listening live, you can check out information about your favorite talk show hosts, discover new talk show personalities, add shows to your list of favorites, and listen to all our show archives on demand. All from your iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android. Download it from the Apple App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market, and get ready to tune in. The Voice America mobile app, powered by Aircast.
Build your better business. Achieve that goal. Make good on that resolution. The Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Griter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back from break, everyone. I hope that you had a moment to center and really get a word or a phrase that really helps you understand or know what you're needing to be able to connect with yourself and others on a higher level. As we were walking through that moment, I was just sharing this with our guests. I have one of my cats. I have several cats, Mr. Patch, here in the studio. And normally he's very quiet. So many of you don't know that there's a cat here in the studio. And while we were coming up with our phrases and words, he decided to participate a little bit. So if you heard that in the background, he was trying to connect and share his message with all of you. But it really made me smile. So I hope you enjoyed that moment. Our first guest here is Jim Niswonger. And Jim is someone I'm honored to call a friend. And he is really a marketing expert. I like to, and Jim, I just feel like you're so much more than an online marketing expert. You are an amazing list builder. You're very strategic, but you're also very heart-centered and really want to make sure what we're building, what we're connecting, and how we're doing that is designed in a way that it's honoring the message, the person, and the audience they're trying to connect with. So I really appreciate all of those things about you, and connection and quality are words I truly associate with you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So an official welcome.
Thanks a lot. I'm happy to be here.
Glad to have you. And the question I always like to ask my guests first is why? Why is this work so important to you that you really dig your heart and your soul and all of you into it? I know it's something you care deeply about, and I'd love it if you were willing to share with us why that is, why it's so important to you.
Yeah, it's funny. I was actually thinking about this when I was exercising this morning, and this really struck me deeply. I didn't know you were going to ask this question, but I really deeply connected with my personal why is that I really get bothered by seeing people out there struggling when somebody has a solution. And so I want to do my best to help the people who have solutions to get those to the people who are struggling, who are in a situation that they want to change in their life. They feel stuck and don't know what to do about it. I want to be part of delivering those solutions to as many people as possible.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. It brings up another question, though. Do you mind if I ask another question along those lines?
Yeah.
Why is that so important to you, bringing the solutions to the people that need them? What about that is so important and meaningful to you?
What for me personally, I've spent a lot of time struggling for answers, trying to find solutions for myself, and it goes back to that word that came forth for me about empathy. Is I know what it feels like to be struggling in a situation that I don't feel like I have a solution for, and it's not a fun place to be. And I certainly, anytime I'm there, I want to get out of that as quickly as possible and get answers and move forward. And it just feels like anybody that I know that's experiencing that, or somebody that I don't even know that is experiencing that, it draws me to want to figure out a way to help.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate your heart and your passion in that. And your empathy.
Yeah.
And I know you have a little different take on marketing than I hear out there a lot. And how do you view, when we're looking at marketing, really forming those connections, and what is marketing truly about?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. To me, I find that the simplest way for me to view marketing, whether I'm working on a campaign for a client or just talking about it, the way that I look at all the marketing out there in the world, is that the whole purpose of marketing, in my opinion, is to deliver a better result for someone who is in a situation that they want to change. The purpose of marketing is to connect with that person, whether they're already doing great and want to do even better, or if they're struggling and want to turn it around. Either way, they're looking for an improved situation. And so for me, marketing is all about really knowing what that person's situation is that you can help, relating to that person, and then showing them that there is a way out, that you can help them get the result they're looking for.
Thank you. And I just want to reflect back to you and pause a moment here. I've had the privilege of working with Jim. He leads almost all of my online campaigns and landing pages and all of those things, emails that I bring out to my community. And something I really see in the work that you do, Jim, is you don't just say, what do you want me to put together? It's really, what are you solving? What are you helping someone with? What pain are you healing? How can we help them understand what's a good connection point for where they're at? Now, you're very dedicated to standing in that space, and in some ways you're representing those people that are struggling and helping us bridge that gap and make that connection. And I really appreciate that about you.
Well, thanks. Yeah. I do my best to serve roles on both sides of being the audience member, and then also how to deliver that message. And so yeah. And fortunately, when it's somebody else's work, it's easier for me to gain that perspective. When it's my own, I get sucked in and have some of the same struggles as everyone else.
I know that mirror thing. It's so hard.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, in all of the work that you do, and I know you work with a lot of authors and coaches and speakers, what's one of the biggest mistakes you see them make in their marketing and communication?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the biggest mistakes that I think people make is that they start looking for ways to categorize people, quite often based on demographics. And one thing that I know for sure is that being in a demographic is never the biggest reason that somebody buys. The biggest reason somebody buys is because they're in a situation that they want to change. And so I'm not completely opposed to these exercises of creating your avatar and those sorts of things, but I think it needs to lead first with what's the situation that this person is in, and then the demographic of where that goes can be related to the situation, but the situation is most important. And just to give you like a quick example, the situation I help people with most is how to turn their best ideas into online marketing that connects with their audience and generates money for them. And so if they are in that situation of having great ideas and they can't reach people, that's exactly the situation. And as you can imagine, that spans across many demographics, but it's a point where people are really looking for help and support.
Thank you. And I know you put together an amazing, fabulous free gift for us today. Do you mind describing that to us and sharing a little bit about it?
Okay, sure. I will share about that. And so what this is I've been piecing together this particular system for years, and it's coming together in a new way for me, and it's something that I call the quantum growth funnel system. And basically what it is a 5-step system for transforming your best ideas into income streams and doing it in a way that frees you up so that you can work on your next big thing. And so I can tell you a little bit about what's in the report if you'd like, but that is a free report that describes that system.
Please give us a couple highlights.
Okay, so in the first section, you're going to find the 4 keys to creating a quantum growth plan that's actually designed to attract and engage a swarm of your ideal prospects. In the second section, you're going to find the 5 absolutely must-have pieces of a quantum growth funnel and how to make them work in harmony so that your online systems actually work for you. The third section is all about the 4 primary traffic methods to get a flood of highly targeted leads coming to your website.
And Jim, that's an amazing gift. And I'm just thinking about the transformation that could bring to all of us that are looking to connect with our people and really bring forward our gifts, our talents, our abilities to serve those that we're best equipped to serve. But what if someone wants a little bit more support or wants to connect with you personally? Is there a way that they can do that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'm definitely on Facebook. My website though is Enlightened Profits, like the financial profits. So enlightenedprofits.com, and there's contact information on there if someone wants to be able to connect with me.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Jim. I so appreciate the gift and your passion for what you do. I love hearing that, and I'm honored that you were sharing that with us. We do have just a couple minutes before break. Do you have any last thoughts or things that come to your mind that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I do. So I really view that business these days is in a huge transition, and we're transitioning to more and more of what so many people call conscious business. And I think that is the direction that the world is going. And back to the empathy piece is I really believe that empathy, that ability to feel with someone, not sympathy where you feel sorry for someone, but empathy to really feel with someone is the glue that holds conscious business together, that actually makes business of service work. And so it's just I'm really excited about just the transitions that are going on in the planet, in the workplaces, in business that really allow us to financially benefit as we're doing extreme good in the world.
I want to underline that, highlight it, exclamation point, yes. Thank you, Jim. I really appreciate your sharing. And we are getting ready to go to our commercial break here. I invite all of you to check out that amazing gift that Jim is making available to each and every one of you. And we will look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
We're on Facebook along with some of the greatest minds of the world, and that includes you. Visit us on Facebook at Voice America Empowerment.
We all want peace. We all desire a more meaningful life. We work hard to achieve these things, but at what avail? The key is authentic living with Andrea Matthews. Andrea will interview some of the great spiritual experts of today and will provide wisdom to help you raise your consciousness to the level of your own I am. Your authenticity can give you miraculous gifts, but you have to know how to get there. Listen for Authentic Living with Andrea Matthews. Heard live every Wednesday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time on the Seventh Wave Network. Get ready to experience a more fulfilling lifestyle. Tune in to Direct Connect Empowerment with host Fee Mazanke. The show will feature guests who have changed their lives by using the Direct Connect coaching program or have worked with the same concepts that this program offers. By hearing how others have been transformed, you will be inspired to move forward. Direct Connect Empowerment with Fee Mazanke can be heard live every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Tune in to the Voice America Variety channel on the Voice America Talk Radio Network. Voice America Variety broadcasts a diverse array of topics, reaching a global community. Our experts come from all walks of life, and the topics they discuss are everything from current events, arts and entertainment, leadership, parenting, relationships, self-improvement, career advice, and a variety of other topics. Check us out today. You're sure to find something of interest. Voice America Variety. Talk on today's hot topics.
Find out what makes the most successful people tick. Keep listening to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Griter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your break, that you're enjoying checking out all of those gifts. But I do want to have your focus back as we bring on our next guest and pick her brain about how to really connect powerfully and effectively, really end the overwhelm that many of us can experience in our life. And when we're caught up in overwhelm and we don't have clarity, it's really difficult to be still. It's difficult to hear and be heard and truly connect. And so Rachel Cooley, who is our next guest, is an angel therapy practitioner, and she helps you connect and heal and really tap into connecting with your angels and understanding how they can interact with you on a daily life to really support you in all that you're called to do. And Rachel, I just love your energy. Whenever I talk with you, I feel like I'm being hugged and supported, and I just love your warmth. And I just want to welcome you to the show today.
Oh, thank you, Rebecca. It's just my joy, and I'm just so thrilled to be here with you today.
And you heard my first question that I always like to ask, and I was tempted to switch it up on you.
Were you?
just to keep it interesting and keep you guessing, but I won't do that. Actually, you know what? I will. Are you okay if I do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So the question I would like to ask first is, how did you start your journey with angels?
That is a really good question. So I initially started towards the end of college when I was gifted with a little pack of really adorable angel cards that are shaped almost like a fortune cookie with like a little angel on there in one word. That was like my very first angel card deck, and I loved referring to that deck whenever I had a question or a concern, and I always had reassurance from that little deck. So that was the very beginning. And then a few years after that, can I share my next story?
Yeah, go for it, please.
And my next one is that I really had an experience where I truly feel like an angel saved my life. and I'll give you the brief version. But basically, I was driving with my mom on a road in winter, and the road suddenly turned icy, and the car we were driving, and I was driving, started sliding. And in my sheer panic, I put my foot on the brake, and which I know you're not supposed to do, but that's what I did. But what happened was I had this calm feeling, Rebecca, that came over my body, and I heard a voice in my left ear which told me what to do to get my foot off the brake. And thank goodness I listened to that voice, because I do believe it was my angel, and I took my foot off the brake, and we slid off the road, and we were perfectly safe, in fact, right next to a truck stop where I could call for help. And that was a big moment for me, and feeling tapping into my angels, and I later realized, my gosh, I was saved by an angel.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's my heartfelt story.
No, I appreciate it, because I always think it's so important to reflect back on why we take some of the journeys or that we do, and the pivotal points that have really impacted us and helped form us and the work that we do. So I really appreciate you sharing that with us.
Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Yeah, it was definitely a wake up, like, wow, I'm really not alone here. And I know all of us aren't as well.
And kind of going back to the normal question I ask first.
Yes.
I know you shared a little bit of how you've moved into connecting with angels and how they've impacted your life. But do you have more in that why that you wanted to share? I just wanted to give you an opportunity to expand on a deeper level if we missed anything in there that you want to share.
So my true why is that I've received so many blessings from the angels and working with the angels in my own life, and I'm so passionate about sharing the message of the angels and the teachings of working with them, with everyone, as many people really as I can. I mean, I just want to reach so many people to connect them to the fact that angels are real and that they're there to help. They're there to help us, and I love teaching about how we can enlist our angels to help us in our lives.
And I know that you have a real passion for moms.
Yes.
And a real heart towards supporting them and helping them make this connection, and particularly in helping end the overwhelm and end the chaos. Do you mind sharing a little bit about your passion in that, and maybe a quick tip on how someone can end some of that chaos or overwhelm when they're feeling overtaken by it?
Yes, absolutely. Well, my passion around mothers especially stems from the fact that I'm a mother myself, and I've called upon my angels at times, when I've needed some help, whether it's been a stressful situation for my child at school, or just something came up, or, sometimes kids can act out, of course, and they were just wanting love and attention, but I tapped into my angels to help me to come back to center, to come back to open my eyes to what's really happening. It's like, well, he's not trying to bother me, he just wants some attention, but it's really helped me just to tap into the angels to help release overwhelm, et cetera, and stress in life, especially as being a mom and balancing my work life and my personal life as well.
And do you have a quick tip or a quick way that someone could do that? Is it just pausing and taking a breath, or do you mind sharing?
I would love to share. I'm happy to. So the main key in working with angels for moms, or really with anybody, men or women, is literally giving our angels permission to help us. Number one, I want to share with you that they are real. And two is that because we have free will, we need to actually give our angels permission to help us. And I can share quickly next, if you'd like, how you can do that.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. Please.
Wonderful. So there's three main ways in which to ask your angels for help, and one of them is to say it out loud, whether it's simple as angels, please help me, or more detailed such as angels, please help me find my keys or find a job, or, it can be something, anything big or small. So you can either say it out loud. You can also think about it in your mind, and our angels can read our thoughts, or you can write it down. So those are the three main ways: saying it out loud, writing it down, or thinking it. Your request for help.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. And I love that it's simple because when we're in that state of overwhelm or chaos or emotions, like they're trying to bug me, and maybe that's not the case, but that's how it feels.
I know.
It's great to have something simple that we can do, pause, and get support and help. So thank you for sharing that. Just a real
You're welcome. And having an image of an angel is good as well. I'd like to add that in, Rebecca, because to remind you of those times that, to see an angel, like, oh yeah, I can ask my angels for help.
And we need those reminders, just like, the bulls were right in front of me all week.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't see them. Didn't even dawn on me to seek them out in that place. So just being open and having those reminders is really, really important. So thank you. Absolutely.
You're so welcome.
And then I'd love to know, I guess, two things. One, would you mind sharing about your amazing free gift that you've made available to us?
I will. My free gift is called 4 Steps from Overwhelm to Confident, Archangels 911 Guide for Moms. And I want to share as well that this guide it could benefit anyone, whether you're a mom or not. And in the guide, I have the steps to ask your angels for help, a little bit more detailed from what I shared. And I also have a list of some of the primary archangels to call upon for specific situations.
Great. So real how-to guide. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I know that you work with people in a lot of different fashions. You love to speak and share your message. I've seen you do videos and really reaching out to moms. If someone was interested in connecting with you beyond the free gifts, of course, say yes to the free gift. But if they're wanting to connect with you personally, how would they go about that? And do you work with people in that way?
Oh, absolutely. I work with my clients both virtually as well as in person, and I'm happy to offer discovery sessions for anyone who's listening today who's feeling guided to connect with me, because I can talk about, how we can work together. So that's a way too. And is there anything else I should share around that? Yeah.
Do they go to your site to sign up for a discovery session?
Good
Should they
point.
send me a message?
Go to my website, which is rachelcooley.com. Oh, sorry, you'll have the link there in the gift link area, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yep. And under contact, there's a little form you can fill out for a discovery session, as well as my phone number and email address.
And if for some reason you're not seeing it, you can always send me a quick message, and I will make sure you get connected with Rachel, because we want to make sure you are not overwhelmed trying to find the right place.
We want to make it simple.
Exactly. And then we have just about one more minute, and I didn't know if you had any last thoughts or insights or tips that are on your heart to share.
What's on my heart to share is really emphasizing that permission piece, that our angels really need our permission to help us. And but the one caveat to that is, such as in my experience where I described sliding off the road, if for any reason we're in a life-threatening situation, it's not our time to transition, our angels will intervene and they will help us. So I wanted to share about that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, Rachel, I so appreciate your insights and your sharing and your passion for what you do and making it really accessible, because I don't see many resources that really are how to give permission or how to connect, and being able to tap into something around us on a daily basis is really, really valuable. So I appreciate you sharing about that.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm so grateful, Rebecca.
You're very, very welcome. And are you speaking anywhere soon?
I am, in fact. I'm going to be speaking on your stage.
Yay!
On July 26th, and I'm really so excited about it. I'm going to be my theme is around transforming fear into love and shining your light. And I'm going to be sharing about working with the angels, and I'm just so thrilled to be one of your featured speakers on the 26th. It's going to be a wonderful event.
Really, really excited. It's summer fun, and it has a luau theme, and we're really talking about how to bring that fiery summer fun back into your life and business. I think sometimes we think it's only during a vacation or once in a while we can have that, but not that you can really bring it into your daily life. And so Rachel and several other experts are going to be really helping us understand how to do that, so we can actually bring fun and business together, that they're not mutually exclusive. So it'll be a really great time. It's in the San Francisco Bay Area in the East Bay. For those of you that are interested, there's a banner going across the top of the screen that you can click on for upcoming programs and events. You can always go to my website, which is www.yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. You'll also see the link below the free gift link, so don't forget about that one. But it's an opportunity for you to see Rachel, interact with her live, as well as myself. So I wanted to make sure we let people know about that.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Wonderful. We'd love to see you all there, whoever's local and can come.
We'd love to have you, exactly.
Yes.
We're getting ready to go to commercial break here, so enjoy, get a little bit of a stretch going, and check out those free gifts, and we'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Live up to your fullest potential. This is the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Want more positivity in your life? Are you ready to get healthy, happy, and energized? Join the Stella Donna Goddess Gals, Cynthia Bryan and Heather Brittany, for a power hour of stimulating, supportive conversation on Star Style. Be the star you are. A lineup of best-selling authors, celebrities, and experts. Join the effervescent mother-daughter dynamic duo in this upbeat, positive, life-changing talk radio playground. Star Style. Be the star you are. Wednesdays, 4 to 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Lend us your ears. It's power time.
Do you or somebody you love have a struggle with abuse? You don't need to be a slave to your abuse anymore. Listen for Beyond Abuse, Beyond Therapy, Beyond Anything with Dr. Lisa Cooley. Dr. Lisa overcame struggles in her own life. 2 decades of sexual, emotional, and physical abuse nearly took their toll. In her 20s, she turned her life around and set upon a path to help others. She can help you find the key to take control of your life, too. Listen every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Now there's a new destination for video content, voiceamerica.tv. Just like our radio channels and so much more. Voice America Variety, Health and Wellness, Business, Sports, Green Talk, Power Up Motorsports, and Seventh Wave Network now have their own video channel components. Plus, check out exclusive programming, including movies, music, educational courses, science and history, current events, and short features. High definition, premier quality programs available 24/7. VoiceAmerica.tv. If you think you've seen online TV like this before, let us surprise you.
Success starts here. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com. It's your world.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the commercial break and got an opportunity to check out those amazing free gifts and some of the links that we mentioned. And I always like to just revisit some of what we have talked about today. And we opened up really looking at where we can sometimes look outside ourselves and be blindsided almost by things, rather than remembering to pause and look in the mirror and really see if we're part of the equation. And being part of that equation, if we're wanting to shift something, that really empowers us to do that, so we can become our greatest asset and not the liability. So we're not holding ourselves back or people back, but we're really moving forward, able to connect with ourselves and those around us. And then we spent some time really listening to our heart and seeing what is it that we need to be able to connect in a deeper, more powerful way with ourselves and others. And what I would encourage you to do this coming week, starting today, is to be on the lookout for whatever that is that you need or you're looking for that will help you connect with yourself more deeply and more powerfully. And just some of the words that we shared, Jim, you shared being empathy. And really having that for, I would say, and you didn't say this, so I don't want to put words in your mouth, but what struck me is empathy for ourselves and others, I think, is really important. I think sometimes we can feel like we don't need to be human or compassionate or feel things that we're feeling and understand them. So I encourage us to remember to be empathetic with ourselves as well as with others. And then being more open-hearted, opening our heart to a higher and higher, deeper and deeper level. And that was what came to your heart and mind, Rachel, when we went through that exercise. And for me, it was about connecting deeply and powerfully and just always looking for opportunities to do that, to be a part of the connection, to facilitate, and to remember, for me, remembering to look in the mirror and ask the question so that I'm really moving forward with a clear vision, not sidetracking myself or blindsiding myself or just not seeing how things really are, because I really want to serve and keep moving forward in a powerful way. And that's really my desire for each of you, that you can be fully who you are, stepping out in a really powerful way, impacting all of those people around you and in your life, creating an amazing ripple effect. And we talked about marketing and really connecting on a deep level. And I loved, Jim, your perspective about how it's really bringing solutions to the people that are needing that solution and struggling, and really helping that connection happen. And I think we can do that in business, in our personal lives, that will really, really help everyone serve and connect and be served on a higher level. And then, Rachel, you shared really powerfully how to really center, end that overwhelm, connect with our angels, and how permission is key. So I really appreciated you underlining that and emphasizing that.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
And then I wanted to share what we're transitioning to for next week, so you can anticipate this and look forward to it in our journey together. We're going to be looking at how to align your brain power and your actions to build the life and business you want. And just think about how powerful that would be if we could have our brains supporting and optimized and really serving us and working for us, and our actions matching without forcing and making it really hard. We can become really unstoppable in an amazing way and make a huge difference. So that's what we're going to be talking about next week. We have Dr. Simone Ravix and Katrina Sawa that will be supporting us on that journey. So I really hope you'll be able to join us. We will have the replays available if for some reason it doesn't work with your schedule or iTunes. But I want to make sure you don't miss out on our show next week. I hope that you've enjoyed our show this week. And Jim and Rachel, I just wanted to give you one more opportunity if there was a last word or thought that you wanted to impart upon our listeners.
Who do you want to go first?
Sure. I'll go first. Okay. I just wanted to share the biggest thing that I know that's making a difference for my life almost every day is this thought of taking responsibility, which is different than taking blame for things that happen. Taking responsibility, really, the key is in the word response and the ability. And those owning my responsibility, meaning taking the actions that I'm capable of taking, is what's giving me more ownership of my life every day. And I can't think of a more important practice for myself or for anyone than to fully own our lives by responding to life with our full ability.
Rachel, did you have your turn now?
Okay. I just want to share, Rebecca, from my heart that we all have our dear angels that are by our sides, and they just want to help us. And so, again, the emphasis on giving them that permission, and they are there for us. We're never alone. We just need to take that little step and open the door to our angels by asking them to help, and they will.
And I love how you had emphasized permission, and I'm just thinking with what you just shared, Jim, about responsibility, and I loved how you response and ability, and that we have the ability to do that, and we can build that life that we want, that we're called to step into, and serve in the ways we're called to serve, and be fully who we're called to be. But a lot of it does go back to that response and ability, ownership. And Rachel, the reminder that we're not alone. Yeah. But we have this responsibility, we have this part in the equation to give that permission. Exactly. And so I really encourage all of you listeners this week to explore not only the thing that you need to help you connect on a deeper level, but your response and ability in that to give permission, to get support, and may you always, always bloom where you're planted and shine.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Greiter, next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time and 2 p.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.